everyone, welcome back to another video for assignmentsystamp.com. Today I'm using supplies from the Tim Holtz Christmas card kit, and this is a huge card kit. There's lots of supplies in it, so I'm only going to be using a very small portion of the supplies that come in it. If you want to see the entire kit and everything that's in it, make sure you click that link in the info bar below. And also, I'll be uploading a video tomorrow here on the Assignment Says Stamp YouTube channel showing you guys all of the contents of the kit. So stay tuned for that if you want to see an up-close view of all of those things. So I'm using two of the ink pads that come in the kit. I used Evergreen Bough and Ice Spruce. I smushed them down onto my craft sheet, spritzed them with a little water, and a mini mister does come in the kit, by the way. Misted it with a little bit of water, and then I put one of the tags in the kit down into those ink puddles. And I wanted to make sure that I got the Ice Spruce mostly on the bottom and the Evergreen Bough along the top. That's because I'm going to be doing some embossing later, and I'm also going to be adding some glitter. Excuse me. And I wanted the glitter to be over a lighter area so that it would show up a little bit more. So I just dried the tag with my heat tool and then took it back into those puddles to add a little bit more splotchiness in some areas and to kind of darken up some of the areas. I even grabbed my mister bottle right here and I just kind of softened that edge right there. I used my larger mister bottle, but the smaller mini mister comes in the kit. So I just added some puddles, and then once I got it to the point where I liked it, I used my heat tool and dried that off a little bit more. Once the tag was dry, I took my scissors and I roughed up the edges. And sometimes using scissors for this can be a little bit dangerous, so be careful if you do some edging like this. I think Tim Holtz actually has a tool for distressing your edges like this. I, however, do not have that tool currently, so I just use the edge of my scissors just to rough up those edges. And then I took some walnut stain distress ink with an ink blending tool and rubbed that ink coming in on those edges. And those roughed up edges on the tag really grab onto that ink, and it intensifies the color all around the edges of the tag. I really like the look of it. It doesn't read, oh, these are brown edges. It just looks a little bit more intense on the outer edges of the tag. So it's kind of a fun look. And you'll notice that most of the stuff that I'm doing here keeps it pretty clean. In general, most Tim Holtz fans and people who love his supplies go for a more grungy vintage look. However, that's not my style, so I'm just showing you guys an example of how you can still have a little bit of that grungy artistic feel, but still keep it fairly clean. So I'm going to be moving on to the embossing, and I'm using my Inkadinkadoo embossing magic powder bag to rub some powder all over that tag. I'm going to test the tag first before I stamp, because I want to make sure that that embossing powder is not going to stick to any of those areas where there is distress ink. Distress ink stays sticky or wet for a long time, so I want to make sure. I'm using the stamp set that comes in the kit. This is an exclusive to the kit stamp set, and Tim has sized some of his holiday stamps, perfect for card makers, and put them all on a 6x8 stamp set. I have the clear stamps version, but there is a clean version as well. So if you're like me and you have a lot more clear stamps than clear, or clear stamps than cling, and you prefer to use clear stamps, you can definitely get the clear stamps. But if you like cling stamps and like the rubber feel, you can definitely order that version of the kit instead. So I used some Hero Arts white embossing powder for that sentiment, and I just melted it with my heat tool. And then I moved on to the glitter. And the cool part about using the glitter in this kit is it actually comes with a little tiny bottle of Glossy Accents. So if you want to do some glitter exactly like I'm doing it here, you definitely can. I'm just running a really thin line of the Glossy Accents along the bottom portion of that tag. Just a little thin line, and I did it slowly so that it wouldn't have any gaps or skips, and also so that I could get it pretty straight. Then I took some pumice stone distress glitter that comes in the kit. They come in these little baggies. It's a great idea if you've never tried distress glitter before. You can get just a little portion, and it's worth it to see what it's all about. So I just added that distress glitter to that glossy accent line that I created. And then I went back in and added another line right below that one, and I'm going to be adding some Festive Berries Distress glitter. And I wanted to have a little bit of red on here, So it's a little bit more Christmas colors, a little bit of that green from the evergreen bough and the red from festive berries. I wanted to have that kind of red-green look. And I don't particularly like green on top of red, so that is, or sorry, I don't like red on top of green, so that's why I wanted that ice spruce near the bottom of the tag. Went around the edge with a white dashed line, and then I took some of the white crinkle ribbon in the kit and just cut off a little tiny piece and tied it in a knot on the end of that tag. I'm going to be putting this tag on top of this note card. Now the kit comes with 4 note cards and they're all different designs. I'm using the one that has music sheets on it. And I really wanted to let that pattern on the card show. So I didn't want to add anything additional to it. I'm just putting the tag directly on the note card using some foam squares. And it fits perfectly on there using these small manila tags. I really like the space around the tag. I added a white dash line along the bottom just to tie in the dash lines that are on the tag. And then I decided I would go ahead and grab the envelope from that note card set, and I would stamp a little bit on that to decorate it and bring in a little bit more detail. So I took the Snowflake Stamp from the stamp set, and I used some walnut stain ink. This is the same ink color that I used around the edges of the tag. And I stamped the snowflakes in the bottom left corner of the back of the envelope. I thought it would add a nice area, a little detail, and then when I send the card, I can put their address off to the side. I ended up stamping the snowflakes 4 times to make it fit across that area. And that finishes up this card and envelope set. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys next time.